So all these kind of stories, and the intention is really to get the mind to sort of move in this direction. We usually are preoccupied about me, who I was, who I will be, others, you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, you, me. We're often caught in self-stories. So, like the mosquito and the bull, we're often like I'm going to close this entire thing, I'm going to blow you up. That's what we think we're like, and we're often having no effect on a very big thing, whether it's the government or it's Donald Trump. When I talk to you, no, you can have no effect on Donald Trump at all, I'm quite sure. But that's the ego telling itself those stories, usually much more inflated about its achievements and its praises and its losses and its things. And then, this is often how we are, isn't it? We're very preoccupied about our appearances. I'm driving a such and such a car, everyone must be thinking this about me. Or, the king and the beggar that's a very ancient story in lots of different ways, the prince and the pauper, where they swap places. And they realise, actually, there's not much difference actually between us. Anyone who's moved in those kind of circles gets to see that actually they're just real humans like anyone else. Whether it's the White House in America or it's some other high people. The reporter who was asking, what's the world's greatest problem? And the monk mirroring back that actually it's that we don't know, we don't really reflect, we're occupying ourselves, trying to change the whole world. Like that Indian story, you can try to cover the world in leather, or you can just get yourself a pair of sandals. This is much more the meditation approach. It's not to be apathetic, but it's often making a big thing. And it's like the king who was saying, what is this being? And actually it's just this way of seeing that it's something that's just composed up of elements. And if we look at it in the right way, we go, oh, that's what it is. It's not something real. So that makes it much more easier to take away habits and retrain and to restructure our perceptions, rather than these things feeling like a victim, feeling like an amazing person who's unrecognized, or whatever the story is. By looking at it just as component parts, like everyone's made up of component parts, then we can get free of those stories. So we have a microphone and we have about a quarter of an hour, maybe 20 minutes, and then we're going to have to all hobble. All the oldies, come on, move along. Nancy Koo, hi, long time no see. Wonderful. Still got your iPad you gave me here, by the way. That's the one, actually. I was telling a story about it the other day to one of the groups. But anyway, I've done enough stories. I've had my story quota, so. Let's have some thoughts on this. I'm very interested to see whether people are getting this thing. The non-self thing is often the thing that people avoid trying to teach or talk about because it sounds so confusing. So I'd like to have any reflections from anyone in the group, or anyone sitting, anyone here. Yeah. Did you get that? Did you like the pictures? Did you get the stories? Kind of, yeah. It's not... but it's those topics. Have you watched Inside Out, the movie? Did you like Inside Out? Which was your favourite one? Oh, go on, let's have a microphone. Go on, Chan. No, I liked Mr. Angry. They can just yank it, just give it, go on, be brutal. There you go. Ping it on, there's a thing.
I could hold it for you if you don't want to hold it. Do you want to?
My mother told me not to trust women who said that kind of thing.
It's fun.
There you go.
It's fun.
Try to say hello.
What was the question?
Yeah. Is it on? I don't think it's on. It's not switched on, Chan. There's the blue light should come on there. There they go. What's your favorite? What's your favorite character in Inside Out?
There you go. We could hear you.
Has anyone else seen that movie, Inside Out? Have you seen it? You must see it. It's very Buddhist theme. Yeah, go ahead. There was joy. There was sadness.
Oh, joy, yeah, joy.
Joy.
Joy's my favorite.
Yeah, great. So yeah, they go into the heads of people. They can zoom in, and they have this sort of panel. And there's Mr. Angry, and there's Mr. Afraid, and there's Joy. and there's sadness, who they always shove away, and they're like, shut up, and they try to get rid of sadness. And I think there's one more, I can't remember that, there's another one as well, there's about 5 of them. Come. And yeah, and they will like zoom into different people's heads to hear about the conversation going on. It's really good, very good movie. Yeah, so, yeah. Did you get the story of Inside Out as well? That we have lots of little things going on. So that's basically the idea behind this as well, that there's not just one thing inside us, there's lots. And we have to sort of get to know all the different parts of ourselves. And they keep changing. Yeah, that was one. Which was your favorite story of those ones?
I think the King and the Beggar.
The King and the Beggar. That was like
Yeah,
animated,
that
wasn't
one.
it? It was more a movie with little movie bits. Yeah. Would you like to swap places with a princess? And she came and became you? Do you think a princess would like being you?
Maybe, but I want to stay how I am because I like my life.
Good. Maybe try being a princess for a little bit, come back, I don't want to be a princess. Yeah, great. Cool. Right. Anyone else? Anyone else want to have a say? Just pass the mic over. Please, because we are on a limited bit of time today, so jump on in. Yeah. Kid? Sorry, Grace? That was a... You were getting pointed at there. I think you're getting delegated. Yeah. Come. There's a last chance as well. This is my last thought. So, but this theme of non-self, do people get it? Yeah, Grace, please. Thank you. Always very articulate and experienced life in management training. She likes to travel. The beauty queen.
Okay, it's on, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, first things first. I would really like to thank Bante for myself, and I'm sure the others also agree that we have had a very enlightening and mind-opening sessions so far. See? So thank you very much. And in fact, I have gained a lot of, not to say knowledge, but it has opened up all my senses, my sense, my observations, my thoughts. And I'm very grateful that probably I'll be more at peace now, in dealing with all those, anything that comes my way, which is challenging, right? And coming back to non-self, I think this is a great finale, yeah? So we close it with such an enlightening openness. So coming back, upon reflection, I realized that if you don't identify yourself, that's non-self, of course, everything is peaceful, harmonious, and then, you are not disturbed. The suffering will be less, right? Because and everything that comes your way, if you identify yourself or the ego, everything, whether it is good or bad, you will think that it is all against you, like you're feeling that I've been challenged, and that will sort of the suffering will come out. Yeah. So this non-identification, I like the one the mosquito and the bull, because every one of us are actually insignificant. If we keep on thinking that it's I and I, everything along your experience or any outside challenges, it will become personal, and that is one way of the causes of your suffering. Yeah, and that's all. So I think it has been very enlightening and sort of mind-opening, all these sessions. So thank you again.
No, thank you for being such a wonderful audience and it makes it all worthwhile. It's a lot of work put in, but then if you're going to get people who are really receptive to that extent, the idea, it's such a deep teaching, and it's so profound, and it's very complex. And I've experienced if it's put over in ways which are hard to get, you can just get blunted, or confused, or bored. A lazy teacher, you listen to what they say, and you just kind of like, it can be too simplified. So it's been my aim to inspire, entertain, and enlighten. If people can really get it, then it can be like that. If you get the Buddha could tell like kind of one story. I'm not comparing myself to the Buddha, but could tell one story to the right person at the right time, and the whole it falls into place. Oh, right, that's what he means. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your reflection. That's very, very lovely. Please, Atung.
Thank you, Bhante. Today's talk, I just like to give a bit of feedback. Especially it's non-self. And the way you use the example to explain this non-self, I must say, I've witnessed scenes like this, it just never came to me in that way. That is actually non-self. Especially the one where the reporter meets the monk.
Right.
And I think I've encountered like when I ask a question and he comes back in that way, like the monk tells me. Or when somebody asks me a question and it's totally like, so what kind of question is this? So that's what it takes me to. I'm not sure, but that's what caught my attention today. And the presentation of this non-self and the hilarity of using the mosquito and the bull. And I found that my thoughts were different. I was thinking, just different. So at that point when that was being narrated, I noticed how much perception was in my space. So I wasn't in non-self, I was a lot in myself. So today's topic is very, I would say it's really, it's put me to I've never looked at it this way. And the way you use the example to illustrate, it has, I don't know where it's going to take me, but it's obviously, it's put a new view, shown me that there's things in there. And I have not seen it. I've seen it, but I have not seen it. So that's my take. And much of all your talks, when you use the example, the things that I know I came across, they might not be exactly, but they're there. Like even like you said, your friends' reunion. I just had friends' reunion yesterday and they were calling everybody and even buzzing me, and I didn't go, I was here. And there was a lot of thoughts. And then they came out, I said, ooh, is he reading my mind? So that's what it is. It's given it's how to take, I think, the Dharma to me. It's brought a very new perspective for me. So thank you.
No, welcome. Ram Dass was saying that after 45 years of spiritual insight, progress, transformation, mind rolling, and thousands of things, he went to a school reunion and someone looked at him and says, you haven't changed a bit.
I get that. I don't want to go. I get that. But then I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. No, inside we think we're doing all this stuff, but this is just. But that's the beauty of the Buddhist thing. That if you just look at suffering, so you can go around a huge rabbit hole with compassion and trying to rescue the whole world, and the animals and cruelty and everything. But if you don't have the emptiness factor, which comes from non-self, You have to really get to become very, very transparent, and then you can do a million things. But without the wisdom of non-self, you can get like brigades of people helping. Oh, like, I want the high-vis jacket. Hey, I want a radio like him. And hello, bring the food in, and you get ego trips on ego trips. And this is the way that it's very, very important key. Chris, yeah, please. Yeah.
I would just like to echo a show of gratitude for the time and effort that you've put into your presentations. Obviously, there's the Dharma talk part of it, but I think the effort and the wisdom and the expertise with which you've woven the stories together with the visuals is really impressive. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you very, very much. You've got to also, at my age,
Yeah, right.
I will be able to roll these out for another. Here he comes again. Oh, it's not that talk with no name. I saw that 25 years ago. I'll be able to. Hopefully, they will stand the test of time.
Yeah, I think they
You'll
will.
all have virtual glasses on.
Yeah, next time your audience will have virtual glasses.
So please, thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. I think like of the multitude of Buddhist sort of thought and ideas, I've been able to comprehend plenty, like anicca and dukkha. Is it anattā, the non-self? I think that is truly the one. My wife will probably not be surprised to hear. That is the one I have struggled with much of my life. The idea of non-self, even in the instruction itself, it's almost like I because I've done a lot of reflection on this. And I often feel defeated by this idea of non-self. I can't quite comprehend it, even on a purely intellectual level. It's a very difficult one for me. The closest I think I get is you won't be surprised to hear it. The closest I get is the example of the journalist having the conversation with the monk. Was that Mettā Ricard by?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
It was a picture of Matthew Ricard.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. That's sort of the closest I can get, and that's more of an intellectualization than anything else. But to really feel the separation of non-self, it's a challenge for sure.
Yeah, thank you for those reflections. It is extremely difficult, and it's extremely difficult to get at with the intellect or with the mind, to ask questions which will kind of bring it back, because half the time, and the ego will also build up defenses and confuse, and a hall of mirrors, send you into a kind of hall of mirrors. But the meditations, on the body and in the dissolving, that's one of the ways to get through.
Yeah, that brings up a point. I think the closest I can get to any sort of like practice to help me understand it is just metta, and just the idea of that helps me be left, at least in thought, less selfish and selfless.
Yeah, that's one of the gateways. Real mindfulness, sati, always comes up with metta. So that the real one. But very difficult to get to a non-selfish point of even that, of metta. It's very difficult. But so they all cooperate, and it's a very gradual path of dissolving. It's about time. I think we should maybe. Is there any more? Would anyone else like to say anything? Very love to see you, Nancy. By the way, thank you so much. Yeah, Chan.
Last
please.
word. I just want to say thank you so much for your dedication and your time, effort, and everything you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, my pleasure. Thank you for everyone for also attending. My nightmare would either be that there was blinding sunlight and you just couldn't see any of it, or that there wasn't anyone to watch it after I put in a lot of effort. So it's also very good to hear that it's working. I talk with both what Atung, Grace Chan, and Chris, and also, what's your name? Sorry, Maya has also said that. That's it's difficult to know when you're making it. Is the penny going to drop? Is this actually going to work to actually do that? So it's also very, very good to my side, and then it will encourage me also to sort of make some more. Once I've taken it on the road round Kuala Lumpur, 4 major talks there, like Brickfields, Mahavihara, 2 talks there, and 3 more, and then 1 in Malacca. And so then I may, in Vietnam, I'm not sure I'll be able to give any talks because of government control. So that may be a sort of another creative retreat where I can just sort of do some more then or something. But we'll see. And then after, just for tell you all, so my plan is to go to Vietnam, North Vietnam, which is cooler now, not so baking hot, travel down, and then go across the border to Cambodia, Laos, and then catch the high-speed train to Yunnan. And in Yunnan, stop for a while. There's a beautiful ancient-style, romantic China, old-style China called Dali on a lake. And then, after seeing a bit of that, go to the other extreme, Shanghai, where some of the musicians who were here on Vesak invited me over there. So they do Buddhist chanting with music. So I'm interested in that generally. And then the young Chinese man here, he's invited me on to Fujian, where there's a very big Buddhist complex or network there of about 1 million people in one organization. So I'm going to visit there, one of their very serene, modern places. And then that should bring me back round, coming back this way. But that's a long way off, so we'll see what happens on the path. Yes, I'm trying to keep it open. So once again, thank you very, very much. So let's all have a unified community lunch together at the restaurant. Dhamma patipatiya Buddhaṃ pujami sabada Imaya dhammanu Dhamma patipatiya Dhammaṃ pujami sabada Imaya dhammanu Dhamma patipatiya Sanghaṃ pujami sabada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddhaṃ namasami, Dhammaṃ namasami, Sanghaṃ namasami. I'd just like to say I'd like to share all the merits with my mother. Sukhi Hontu. Okay. Thank you. Let's work out scramble for the cars. Get out of the way, it's my seat. That's my seat.